this one's gonna be the last one about the MIT Technology Review, and we're actually gonna talk about two other pretty important and also interesting things. So yeah, it's gonna be more after the intro, as always. And I'm a little tiny bit tired, but I also feel like I'm a little tiny bit dark. Am I? So let's actually change it up. Actually really incredibly nice weather outside. Like it's sunny and I think it's even 10 degrees, which is insane for fucking... Okay, today's the 1st March. Or 1st of March. Well, it's so fucking fast. It really fucking is. Like, it is insane. Still know, like, 3 months ago, I had my 19th birthday, then I had my prom night, and then a lot of fucking shit happened this year already. And, well, basically I'm having just my birthday every single year, as you're probably also having it. Unless it is like a certain February, which is like the 30 or the 28th of February, isn't it? Or the 29th? Whatever it is. I never know that shit. You probably know what I'm referring to or what I'm talking about. But yeah, anyway. Differential privacy, which is the next one. So I'm actually going to recap the other ones that we already went through once again. The unhackable internet, hyper-personalized medicine, digital money, anti-aging drugs, AI-discovered molecules, satellite mega constellations, quantum supremacy, tiny AI. Then what we're going to go through today is differential privacy and climate change attribution. So let's see. Let's see what they're talking about. And what they are thinking about, and doing about, and whatever about. I don't know. No, I don't know either what the fuck I'm talking about. So differential privacy, a technique to measure the privacy of a crucial data set. So this is like the small little definition of it. I haven't highlighted anything else than that. I actually also don't know why. I do just remember that there's just only been some blah blah, and it's not been that interesting. But in 2020, the US government has a big task: collect data on the country's 330 million residents while keeping their identities private. The data is released in statistic tables that policymakers and academics analyze when writing legislation or conducting research. By law, the census bureau must make sure that it can't lead back to any individuals, but there are tricks to de-anonymize individuals, especially the census data is combined with other public statistics. Differential privacy. I think it is an amazing thing that you're having like a huge data set of things. Like, I believe in that and also think it is a great thing because it's always good for statistics and it is always good for studies and it is also always good for also policymakers. I enjoy that as well because if they truly know what seems to be important for people, which is I think definitely something that you can see if you're just having a look at data, then they just are able to do a better job, I guess, which is always something nice, which is always something that's pretty cool if people are able to do a better job because of this or because of things. But I do not really know how they are going to do this. Like, there might be something in this. Well, let's actually read that a little tiny bit. So the Consensus Bureau injects inaccuracies or noise into the data. The Census Bureau. Census Bureau. The United States Census Bureau is a principal agency of the U.S. federal statistical system responsible for producing data about the American people and economy. The Census Bureau, I think it is pronounced that way, I actually don't know, is part of the U.S. Department of Commerce, and its director is appointed by the President of the United States. Well. And I mean, like, there's a lot of fucking data. There's a lot of fucking data that can be sold for a fucking huge amount of money. Like, really. Well, inaccuracies or noise into the data. It might make some people younger and others older, or label some white people as black and vice versa, while keeping the totals of each age or ethnic group the same. The more noise you inject, the harder the anonymization becomes. I see. I mean, it's actually pretty easy. Like this, I mean, I'm going to be a year older and somebody else is going to be a year younger. Even though, as I'm thinking about it, like it is a huge thing. It is a huge thing because if I'm thinking about it, if I'm 1 year younger then there must be somebody that, like, well, yeah, not really, but let's think it through. If I'm a year younger, which is definitely kind of, or let's say if I'm, no, 10 years might be a little bit too much. It's really a lot of noise, I'd say. But if I'm a year younger, I'm gonna be 18. On the flip side, you would need a person that's 18 and make this person a year older with the, basically, as I'm thinking about it, with the same exact properties and values and statistics, which is not really going to be the case. On the flip side, or on the third side, not really, because you could also be like, I mean, the problem is that you have to balance out everything. If I'm a year younger with my statistics, even though, well, yeah, because some of these things probably kind of are based on some other values or some other metrics, which means that, okay, my target group, for example, is 19 years old and likes self-development and is just saving this amount of money. Then you would actually need somebody to balance that out. And if you're balancing it out with this person, then you need some other person to balance this other person out. Isn't it the case? Because you're always having like age and psychographics and whatnot. I don't know. Unless it is something that's not really correlated to each other, which means that, okay, you're having 19-year-olds, but yeah, you're having 19 years and you're having black and white people, but nothing of these things are somehow like so correlated to each other, which on the other hand doesn't really work, because if it wasn't, then you could of course not really de-anonymize it, because there's a lot of 19-year-olds or 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds. Like, it is strange. And it is like, I just now realize what big of a task that is, or what big of a thing that is. It's insane. Why it matters? It is increasingly difficult for the US Census Bureau to keep the data it collects private. Yeah, a technique called differential privacy could solve the problem, build trust, and also become a model for other countries. Like, it actually makes sense, but I think, well, yeah, okay, the key players are US Census Bureau, Apple, and Facebook. Yeah. Or Bureau. I actually do want to know how it is pronounced. Especially because I pronounced it the wrong way for 10 minutes right now. Isn't there a Wikipedia site? Because most often it is... Yeah, it is there. Please have a phonetic thing. No. You're not having one. Thanks you, motherfucker. Census data directly affects how more than $400 billion per year in federal and state funding is allocated to communities for neighborhood improvements. That's insane. Well, yeah, anyway. And the availability it's used in the 2020 US Census will be the biggest scale application yet. We're going to see how this is going to turn out. The next thing is going to be climate change attribution, which is, I think, a pretty huge one and also a pretty important one. Researchers can now spot climate change's role in extreme weather. 10 days after tropical storm Imelda began flooding neighborhoods across the Houston area last September, a rapid response research team announced that climate change almost certainly played a role. This has been made possible by a combination of advances. For one, the lengthening record of detailed satellite data is helping us understand natural systems. Yeah, the more data we're having and the more also older data we're having of different times, the better we can also say that some of these things have caused other things. Also, increased computation or computing power means scientists can create higher resolution simulations and conduct many more virtual experiments. Of course, 5G is going to be a huge thing then. If you do not really need such a basically kind of computing power, at least not at home. These and other improvements have allowed scientists to state with increasing statistical certainty that yes, global warming is often fueling more dangerous weather events. I mean, like, this is still such an... So I by the way, like your website like really a lot. Like, it just really looks cool. I don't understand this thing though. What this is. This one. Well, anyway. It really looks cool. Like, it's so clean, but still like nice. You can make a lot of clean things, but making things too clean is also a really easy thing you can do. Why it matters. It is providing a cleaner sense of how climate change is worsening the weather and what we'll need to do to prepare. Key players are the World Weather Attribution, Royal Netherlands Meteorological Institute, Red Cross Red Crescent Climate Center, and the University of Oxford. And the availability is now. I think it's a cool thing, especially when I think about simulating things and seeing whether, I mean, you have to think about it. Like, I don't know what they're simulating, but you could simulate, if I'm thinking about it, whether an ice age at a certain time is the reason why something is happening right now, or is kind of the root of what is happening right now. Which means on the flip side that if there's not going to be any ice ages anymore because it's getting warmer, maybe that this is then going to change also some things in the reverse. If we can say, okay, something happened because of this and that in the past, chances is also relatively high that things are going to happen because of some new things or some opposite things in the future as well. I don't know if this makes sense. If this makes sense, if this is something just worth thinking about. Well, yeah, it is. We're 12 minutes in. Maybe we're actually gonna. No, it's a little tiny bit too big. The website is so cool. I do wonder who did it. Let's actually see. Let's actually see who did this amazing website. Policies, editorial guidelines. Do I want to have that? Actually, not quite sure. I guess I do not want to have that. More lists. 10 breakthrough technologies. Is this what we're going through? Yes. Yes, it is what we are going through. Breakthrough technologies. But there's also other lists. 35 innovators under 35 and 50 smartest companies. Let's talk about the 50 smartest companies. Like, there might be some pretty cool... Oh, like, the design of the fucking website is so nice. It is so beautiful. It's so amazing. Like, it's just nice to have a look at them. You know, there's nothing to say more. I'm actually very sorry for acting like that, but it is so beautiful. So beautiful. Also with this arrow here and there and the color himself. It's just nice. Well, yeah. Our editors picked the 50 companies that are smartest about they combine innovative technology with an effective business model. Some are new companies and startups, while others have continued to reinvent themselves. And the first one is Nvidia. The next one is SpaceX, then Amazon, 23andMe, which is a company that I don't know. And there's actually a why. Why? Vindicated this year when the US Federal or FDA granted permission to tell customers whether their DNA puts them at a higher risk for some diseases. 1 million plus number of customers who have consented to have that genetic information used for scientific research. That's amazing. Let's see why Nvidia continues to tweak its chips originally developed for gaming to help develop breakthrough technologies like deep learning and autonomous driving. $3 billion spending on an R&D to create its new data center chip. Like, they're actually doing a lot of things. And I think they're also showing that you can do a lot of things with software. You know, ray tracing and all these things that are going to come up. SpaceX, changing the economics of space travel with its successful landing and recycling of rockets to be recycled for multiple trips. Price discount for being considered for customers who agree to fly their payloads on reused rockets. Then we're having Amazon, creating an AI-powered store of the future with Amazon Go, while expanding intelligent voice assistant Alexa into phones, cars, and more. 12,000 number of programs that software developers have published for Alexa. Then there's actually also Alphabet, which is, I guess, Google, isn't it? Continues to dominate researchers into AI while expanding innovation in phone, blah, 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 blah. Then iFlyTech. Its voice assistant technology is the Siri of China, and its real-time portable translator puts AI to remarkable use, overcoming dialect, slang, and background noise to translate between Chinese and a dozen other languages with surprising accuracy. 70%. iFlyTech's share of China's market in voice-based technology. 70%. That's amazing. Kite Pharma, nearing FDA approval of its experimental immunotherapy that uses a patient's own blood cells to combat cancer. 39% proportion of the study participants were very sick with lymphoma, who showed no sign of the disease 6 months after a single treatment with KITES therapy. 39%. One therapy. 6 months. Well, it's half a year, which is something, but it's amazing. Tencent, turning its insanely popular chat platform WeChat into a virtual operating system featuring mini programs. Regeneron, the biotech company, has a strong drug pipeline and track record treating eye and other diseases, and it is testing treatments for rheumatoid arthritis, asthma. I think it's actually asthma, it's not asthma, isn't it? And pain. Spark Therapeutics, its blindness treatment could be the first gene therapy approved in the US to treat an inherited disease. 1 in 30,000 estimated number of individuals affected by the disease, which is quite something. Face++, pioneering new uses of face recognition technology from fraud investigation to smile to pay. Well, yeah, smile to pay. Is this something that we need? Like, I think for a programmer, and I do just imagine a programmer just doing something, it is nice to make something cool. It's just nice to just do like smile to pay, just because we can do it. Not just because it is a useful thing, but just because we can do it, or this person can do it. Like, I understand it. 106 maximum number of points on a person's face that its technology tracks. First Solar, making advances in cadmium telluride cells, building 3 of the 5 largest solar projects in the US. 2.9 billion estimated 2017 revenue, which is good. Intel, acquisitions in computer vision and AI show it's serious about adapting to new technology. Is this like enough to be on the list? 46% portion of revenues derived from areas beyond PC chips. Quanergy Systems, its solid-state vision of LIDAR is cheaper and more compact than conventional versions of technology. Like, there's many more. Apple, what does Apple do? Or what did Apple do? Let's see. Minting money selling its popular mobile phones and laptops while adding impressive names to its AI research team and promising to do more manufacturing in the US. 257 billion cash on its balance sheet, more than the entire market value of General Electric. Cash. Is it like literally cash? Then we're also having names like DJI with the drones, Microsoft, Udacity, Facebook, Illumina, Richetta Computing, Tesla, Oxford Nanopore, HTC, Alibaba, IBM, Adidas. What else Adidas did? Or Adidas. Commercial production at its robot-heavy factory in Ansbach, Germany, is to begin this year producing locally and on demand. On demand? I enjoy that. A second factory has been announced in Atlanta. 300 million number of pairs of shoes Adidas makes each year, largely in Asia. It's amazing. Like, on-demand stuff, if it is just done by robotics, and especially if you're then just also able to do like some, let's say, personalized stuff. Okay, I'm gonna have this shoe, and this shoe is gonna look green, and somebody wants to have it blue, and then this person can have it in blue. Then we're also having Alibaba, IBM. IBM is probably gonna be for Watson, I guess, isn't it? Exploring new technology like blockchain and cloud AI. Well, not really. Then we're also having Daimler, delivering the first run of its short-haul all-electric trucks this year while working on vehicle connectivity and autonomous driving for cars. I also wonder what Baidu, despite the high-profile loss this year of its well-regarded head of AI, Andrew Ng, or Nick Ng, whatever, the company is doing important work in the field, including leading China's National Engineering Lab of Deep Learning Technology and Application. I do just have to look it up. Baidu. The only reason I think I know that is because of some cracking software that they had. I think it's been like for jailbreaking your Android phones with one click by just using the Baidu app, without just having to use your PC. Android jailbreak? I think it is actually the case. Baidu Easy Root. I do think it might also be the case that it's not the same company. Like, I don't know. I hope it's actually only in Chinese. Is it a search engine? Baidu. I think it is. It's a Chinese multinational technology company specializing in internet-related services. Only 45,000 employees. I think it's not that much. It's pretty fine. It's pretty okay. It's pretty good. It's not that much. Well, I actually don't want to end the episode there. Really don't. It's actually... I do want to have a look at the other list, Innovators Under 35. And it's also a cool website. Inventors, Jason or Jason, I don't know. Buen Rostro, I don't know. Like, I always feel so bad for probably pronouncing names in the wrong way. Tinkering figures out how to tell. A tinkerer figures out how to tell which genes are active inside a cell. Sylvia Caballero, training helpful bacteria to fight the world's most dangerous pathogens. Davai D, his LED materials are cheaper and easier on the environment than ones now in use. Olga Druchenko, she created a better way to sequence a genome. Like a lot of scientific. Oh, Inventors, yes. 2019. More? FAQ judges nominations. Entrepreneurs. Whom are we having? Is there somebody is there actually somebody that I know? Humanitarians. John Porter. His innovations could make all kinds of products more accessible to people with disabilities. Which is always something nice. Like, it makes me just so fucking happy that, first of all, somebody that is disabled is doing something amazing and is standing up and is being like, well, fuck you all, motherfuckers. Just because I'm disabled doesn't mean that I can't do shit. And then does shit. I really enjoyed it, and especially then also for other disabled people, like to just make their life better. John Porter. And 33, University of Washington. It's amazing. John Porter is working to make sure people with disabilities can play video games. I don't like... well, yeah. For anyone without disability, like, just for the podcast listeners, John Porter is working to make sure people with disabilities can play video, is in bold, and then games is like regular. Really not that nice. For anyone without disabilities, Porter says the question of whether a game might be a good fit for them is largely a matter of taste, but for people with impairments, they have to figure out if they'll be able to engage at all. For Porter, who has spinal muscular atrophy, these barriers aren't just theoretical. Right now, people don't have the information, he says. All they can do is drop $60 to buy a new release and then hope they'll be able to play it. Porter, who works at Microsoft as a user experience designer, wants the games industry to take accessibility into account for the very beginning. That means creating a system by which accessibility for people with motor, sensory, or cognitive disabilities is assessed. Porter is devising a robust set of objective yes or no questions about motor interaction. Does a game require rapid button presses or a sustained button holds, for example? Does it require combinations of 3 or more buttons simultaneously? And so on. Which is it's important. It's just important. Because people that are disabled also want to play fucking games. But yeah. This is going to be the FD episode, I guess. I really hope that you've liked it. I really hope that you've just liked this. Going through the page a tiny bit and talking about it a tiny bit and whatnot. But I am hopefully going to see you the next time as well. So I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success. And also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy and basically means just being a nice person and being remembered as a nice person. 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you a purpose and maybe even a business idea. But yeah, gonna see you the next time when I actually then can end the episode, because software isn't working once again, and my neck is stiff. which is not nice. And I'm actually having to do quite a lot of things today, besides doing sports. And actually, I mean, going out a tiny bit would also be a good idea because it's really nice. And I also have to work on my diploma, learn maths, which is, by the way, something that I really tend to enjoy to do, even though I'm really not good at maths. You know, I do just not get concepts or know about concepts. I think more it's about knowing concepts than being able to understand them, which is a huge deal. You know, if you just don't understand the concept of logarithmic equation shit, whatnot, then you can't do it. You know, but yeah. On the other hand, I also do have to, because I've started to write a book, actually, just because I can. And I am also probably going to work on that today. Then I'll have to do the podcast of today or for today that I've been recording yesterday as well. Yeah. Is there something else that I should be doing or that I have to be doing? I guess that's quite it. Yeah, okay. And art history. I'm going to have a test. Not tomorrow, but I think on Tuesday. I guess. Should be Tuesday. Yeah. Which is fine. But I wonder why this is not working. Please work. I would appreciate that. But I do just still enjoy the website really a lot of topics. Artificial intelligence. There's probably also like a lot of great articles there. Blockchain, climate change, computing, humans and technology. Silicon Valley. What do they say about Silicon Valley? Germany's synagogue shooting was live streamed on Twitch, but almost no one saw it. The rapid response to the shootings in Halle shows how tech firms are learning from Christchurch. Didn't know about that. That's fucked up. Meet America's newest military giant, Amazon. Pentagon's controversial $10 billion Jedi cloud computing deal is one of the most lucrative defense contracts ever. Amazon's in pole position to win, and its move into the military has been a long time coming. I also did not know about that. Facebook is creating an AI assistant for Minecraft. The popular video game provides the best environment for an AI to learn a wide range of tasks, the company's researchers say. That could be cool. That really could be cool. Breaking up big tech will be really hard to do, and here's why. I do wonder about the AI and Minecraft thing. Machine intelligence has outperformed humans in a range of tasks, from gameplay to face recognition. Yeah. Is there like speedruns? Like AI speedruns yet? I don't know. But the embarrassing truth is that AI system... Now I can stop it. Yeah. Have a nice day. Thank you.